Hi, it's Anna and Linda with Two Travel Junkies. How's everybody doing today? We're getting ready for a trip, so we wanted to share with you all the different items that we pack on a trip. We try to cover all the bases, and hopefully we can share some information with you that will help you on your next trip.
So I have to take this stuff off, it's so hot, but this is one of my absolute favorite things is a ski mask, believe it or not. Because when it's really cold, it helps a lot. But also if it's, gets a little warmer, you could just put it around your neck like a scarf. So that was one of my favorites, but I had to do that first because we all know I sweat just walking to my car. So, hats, of course, you can never have too many, whether it be visor or something to protect your face from the sun. That always helps too. And of course, this fancy vest. I'm very proud of this vest. It has, I think, 11 pockets in total.
I don't even know. It has way too many pockets.
I just love this pocket, and I think there's some on the inside too, so hidden everywhere. I promise you, it's the best.
Cuts the wind and really good for layering, because obviously you, depending on what conditions you're in, you're going to want to layer, because the temperatures will go up and down on you.
And speaking of, we have our favorite pair of Columbia pants. We love them because they have nice deep pockets as well as a zip pocket here. And then at the bottom, which is nice again, especially in the winter, to cut the wind a little bit, it is cuffed at the bottom. But they're pretty lightweight in terms of...
Yeah, they're very lightweight.
If you wear them, I mean, I wouldn't wear them in the dead of summer, but you can definitely get away with it any other time.
And in the winter, I would recommend wearing long underwear or cuddle duds under there to help out because the wind will cut through there if it's really windy and cold.
We either have cuddle duds or this brand.
Yep, 32-degree heat.
Awesome. They are great. They actually have a cool section too, but we swear by these.
Yeah,
it
most
really
definitely.
Is nice. And then, of course, socks and gloves. You want to make sure you have extra too, for if you end up getting wet.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was horrible timing. You want to talk about the raincoat?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Also, with layering, raincoat is really good because not only is it going to keep you dry if it does rain, but it's really good on those days where when you get in higher elevation and the wind picks up, so that cuts down on a little bit of the cold air cutting through your clothes. So that's really important.
And then you want to talk about?
Yeah, hiking shoes. We have actually a couple different pair. We have trail running shoes, depending on the conditions, and actual hiking shoes. Both are waterproof, though. That's really important because you don't want wet feet. But we also do bring a backup pair of socks, just in case our feet do get wet, but depending on the conditions, we mix it up between the two different types of shoes.
We will actually even carry some on our backpack, just in case. And then we have these bad boys that we love.
These are crampons, so when you get in snow and ice, these are really easy to wrap around the sole of your shoes. They pop on really easy, and they are really a big help, especially when the conditions get icy. You can save a lot of energy when you have a little more grip on your shoes. And those are super lightweight. We usually attach them to the back of our packs with carabiners. And speaking of packs and carabiners,
we absolutely love carabiners, but of course hand sanitizer has to be with us at all times. I'm a germaphobe, so. And then just a nice pack. I actually like the double pockets on the side for water. Speaking of water, you definitely want to hydrate, obviously, more than you even think. Thing with that is you can either bring water bottles or Linda uses a pack that has what's called a bladder in it, and that has basically a big water pack on the inside. So.
Yeah, we're really good about making sure we have more than enough water each, and it depends on obviously the length of the hike and the temperatures out there, how much you're going to bring, but you never want to run short. But we do also, carry a life straw with us as a backup. Nobody plans to get lost, and nobody plans on an overnighter or being out there a couple days. But you really got to have water. So having the life straw is super light and easy to carry. Yeah, we've got show you what one of those looks like if you don't know what one of those looks like.
Now, we're not sure what is in each of these boxes here, so. Oh,
There we go. And here's a light straw right there.
basically a water filtration system. Some people get the tablets or whatnot, but we,
Yeah, these you basically insert it in water and you suck the water through the straw, so it instantly filters, you know, the water. So if it's suspect, you're pretty safe with that.
ooh, okay, I guess we could just.
Binoculars.
Else is in here.
We love animals, as you know. We're always on the hunt for critters and different animals, so we like to bring a pair of binoculars so we can get close-ups when we want to be in a safe distance.
We have a rope for days, and this is for safety reasons because I am scared sometimes on these hikes that I'm just gonna fall over, and this is how she would get to my body. So that's just for safety reasons.
Yep, heat blankets, you know, so say we get caught out in the cold and or an overnighter we didn't plan on. These are super lightweight, easy to pack. These are the type of things after running races that they give you on a cold day. Kind of like a solar blanket. It keeps you nice and warm.
And then in here as well, it looks like waterproof matches. You definitely want waterproof matches, as well as safety pins and
Extra pair of shoelaces, string. You never know what you're
rubber
going to need
bands.
to fix. Simple little things like that really don't take up a lot of room in your pack. They're really lightweight, but it gives you a lot of options. Should something break you that you need to fix on the fly on the trail.
MacGyver here.
I try to make use of everything we have in a pinch.
Okay.
Yep. So here, yeah, packing a harmonica. No, this is actually from another
Just for
trip.
fun.
Yeah, just for fun. Yeah. I don't think the animals want to hear the harmonica, but
I guess we could talk about first aid kits here. We just have a basic first aid kit. We also have, you know, bug spray.
Very
You
important.
definitely want that, especially for people like me that get bit a lot. Sunscreen. You can never have too many Band-Aids. I've recently learned, I know I must live under a rock, but moleskin has really saved me so many times. I get blisters on every single hike, no matter what shoes, socks, what conditions.
we've tried everything.
It does not matter. So I
Doesn't
need to
matter.
wrap my feet in like,
Moleskin, basically.
and bubble wrap.
Moleskin and Band-Aids.
So, a good pair of scissors for the gauze and things like that, or something else, you know, cut the string. Those come in handy too. Awesome.
Leatherman multi-tool, you know, not only is it a knife, it's a file, it's pliers, it's a screwdriver, it's everything. So this was really handy to have with you, just in case you never know what you're gonna need. There's even a mini saw in there, so I always like to carry a multi-tool. So that way, again, options are good. I like to have options.
What else we have here? This is just a reminder, if you do take prescriptions of any kind, bring those as well. What else we have here? Oh, duct tape, of course. You never know when you'll need it. Maybe
Yeah.
something. Actually, something punctured my bag one time. I think it was those sharp scissors. And what did you use on that?
Yeah, actually, I use super glue.
Super glue. But I was going to use this before she said that. So.
Yeah, and we don't necessarily bring that on the trail with us, but we do have it with us. Simple repairs when we get back to the car. It's good to have.
Yeah. And then, of course, chapstick.
A must. Sunglasses, another must.
And if you wear contacts, that would be highly recommended to bring your regular glasses too, just in case
And a
anything
couple
happens.
spare
So-
pairs of contacts, just in case.
And we keep, I think these are more sunglasses. We keep them in a Crystal Light container too. Just
Yeah, it's great. It keeps them protected so they don't get smushed in your suitcase or in your pack. It's a nice, lightweight, easy way to protect your sunglasses. Nutrition, we always, like speaking of water, you know, we always, for nutrition, we like to carry a lot of protein bars. Quick, easy fuel, really good.
and apples. Apples
Yes.
are a go-to. So
Yep.
those are pretty good. And then for hydration, especially we just did the Grand Canyon. Melinda here was in charge of supplying the Enduralites that just give you more than just water, because when you sweat so much you lose more than just water. So
Yeah.
what else we have here?
Sport watch or
Garmin. There are numerous kinds in terms of what you're looking for. You know, people always ask, what does yours do? And some people are looking for something completely different, but it's nice to have the GPS that will tell us mileage and our pace and whatnot, so we know, are we on a good pace? Do we need to come back depending on what time we are?
And we do carry a GPS unit as well. We have a handheld Garmin GPS unit, and we always plan ahead. Whatever trail we're going to be doing that day or our trails for the week, we download the maps to our GPS, so we have that in advance, so we know we're not going to get lost. With that being said, it is battery operated, so we usually bring 2 extra sets of batteries just in case, because again, you don't plan on getting lost, but you want to make sure that you're covered from that standpoint. So, yeah.
Okay, what else we have here? We have pepper spray.
Yes, animals.
That we carry, at least I carry it on my pack so people can see it in case, you know, quick access. Because you do have to be aware of not only animals but people too. Just, you know, it's just an extra precaution. So it's quick, easy access here.
Yeah. Bear spray. So we've got mace, and we always carry bear spray. Most of our hikes are in the mountains, so we've seen bear, we've run across moose, deer, everything else, but it's really good to protect yourself from animals, because you don't want to be unprepared should you encounter a bear and surprise the bear, and he surprises you, so you got to protect yourself.
What else we have?
We also, flashlight. We also, I mean, we're showing a flashlight, but we also have headlamps. Again,
that's in one of those other ones.
Headlamps important. Again, you know, your hike might take a little longer if you get lost than you had planned. Sunsets, you want to be able to make sure that you've got some lighting out there. And you know, a lot of people say, well, I could use the flashlight app on my phone. Well, you don't want to drain your phone battery as well. So really good to have at least one headlamp. You know, it's usually the 2 of us hiking, so one would suffice. Say it was just the 2 of us. But that also, you know, speaking of that, USB battery packs, we carry USB battery packs as well to recharge our phones, should we need to, recharge anything battery operated. Our headlamps are battery operated.
More carabiners.
You can never have too many carabiners.
We also actually both wear road IDs. That is something you might want to look into. Just as an everyday thing too, you know, your emergency contact, and that way if something happens to you. We have battery packs, extra chargers. We actually have 2 coming that are solar powered, so, and then we have batteries for the GPS unit, chargers for the watch, just our phone cords, and then Linda knows how to use this better than me.
Our handheld GPS unit, love this thing. Many a time we've had to refer to this where we lost the trail, and it's not as evident, especially when it opens up into a plain or an area like that where there's not a lot of wear on the trail. This really has saved us quite a few times that we would not have known where to go.
Yeah. And then we also just have a basic camera, nothing fancy, but it's just nice. It actually takes really pretty good photos of wildlife, but
zooming into wildlife, it's really incredible.
You know, there's there's so many out there. You know, we're not professional photographers by any means, but it's nice to have that in addition to some of our other things.
Yeah, we like to capture as many images of our trips as we can. So again, speaking of images, we also bring a GoPro. Obviously, and then another action camera as a backup.
We are recording on the GoPro right now. We actually have a microphone on it, but we have so much stuff. It's like one big suitcase just for all this gear. So
all the electronic gear.
What do we have here? So this is the headlamp.
That's the headlamp.
Okay, and then this is the other action camera. Actually, my niece Kira and my sister Maria just got one, so the same kind, so I'm anxious to see it. Got great reviews on Amazon, so we'll have to try it out.
A nice inexpensive option, you know, as a backup camera.
And then we haven't even used all the attachments. There's so many in here. This is for if you go underwater because they're waterproof. What is this one? I think for the head.
Yeah, that one's a, if you want to
I'm
wear
the guinea pig
on your head.
things.
Yeah, she actually is the guinea pig on all this stuff.
A light.
And this light in particular is an LED light that is used for lighting for the GoPro. But again, it's another backup should we need some light at night, so.
It's dead. Oops.
Yeah, and it does look like, you're probably thinking, wow, you carry all of this stuff on a hike. It seems like a lot.
We don't carry all of this necessarily every time. We know, we base it on where we're gonna be. I look stupid with this on. So we know, you know, we can, if we can scale down and not have to take, you know, certain things, we know.
Yeah, like
so.
the bug spray, you know, and the sunblock, you know, we'll put that stuff on before a hike. We're not gonna bring it with us.
Depending on how long the hike is.
Yeah.
So. And then this one is a chest strap. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, like this. And then you put the camera here for those that are looking at getting an action camera. We haven't tested this one out, but the GoPro is awesome.
The GoPro is stabilization. So.
We actually are starting to use the clip, one of the clips here on our packs as well, so that way everyone can see our vantage point instead of, you know, always up or down or something. So.
And we use a stick a lot too, where it's on the GoPro's at the end of the stick, and it's really nice to be able to, you know, use it when you're walking and hiking, and also as
the car.
Yep, the car. Obviously, we try to take video from the car too, because as you know, these places when you're driving to them have amazing views. So we like to document our trips. From a standpoint of getting there, as well as during our trip. So, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. You know, main thing is you always want to be safe. You always want to be prepared.
Oh, don't forget, we always bring Deadpool, a little thing of Deadpool.
We do. You know what? We love to take pictures of everything, and we bring him around with us, and he takes all the action shots for us. When we're worried about, you know, possibly death, we use Deadpool to take the action shots, so we don't have to worry about it.
Okay, I think we have a few more items. Hopefully you're learning a few things about what we bring, and maybe if this is something that you're getting into, you might be interested in as well. So you can never have too many Ziploc bags.
No, never. For example, just bringing, if you're bringing food that you don't want to get wet or, you know, interfere with other things in your pack, but mainly if you get caught in a rainstorm, you can put so many different items in this bag in your pack and protect everything from getting wet. So I usually bring a box of freezer bags. You know, most of the time it's in the hotel, but I always have 3 or 4 with me because you really can't ever have enough of the Ziploc freezer bags.
And then these are wipes. If you're out on the trail for a long day, you want wipes or toilet paper, you can easily put those in here as well. So.
Yep, so that way, again, you know, you don't want to leave anything out on the trail. Leave no trace. So you want to make sure when you're out there, you have a Ziploc bag like that or some type of small garbage bag that you can throw all your trash in.
What do we have here?
We have zip ties, you know. Again, this is something that, you know, we may not bring with us in our pack. But we do have with us in our suitcase, in the car. Again, it's small repairs. It's nice to be self-sufficient basically out on the trail and when you're out there, because in most places it's pretty remote and you're not going to have a Walmart down the street. So, you know, little things like this you can pack and don't take up too much room, but it's really helpful to have with you. Park passes, yeah, this is a great thing that we have. You know, Anna found this great deal on an annual National Park Pass. It is already paid for itself in just a couple of trips.
I think one trip, you know, going back to the one park, even for the Grand Canyon, 3 times, and it's pretty much already paid for the year.
Yeah, most
so
definitely.
You have to hang this as well as show them this with an ID, and you have to sign the back of it. So very, very
yeah, and it may not even be a
that
national park. There's other parks that are unaffiliated. For example, when we went to Red Rock Canyon outside of Las Vegas, we were able to use this national park pass and not have to pay for entry, and it's not technically a national park, so it was really helpful to have that with us.
And then this is your expertise. You know, we talk about researching where we're going and how do we know. It's a lot of research, you know.
We do.
watching
a lot.
videos, just going in depth. But
Yeah.
this is our next one here.
Glacier National Park. We cannot wait to go there. Again, we do a lot of planning in advance for trails. So we look at all the different trail options out there. Anna's really good about documenting them and listing all the different trails, where they are, elevation gain, mileage, and then we kind of plot out, where we want to go. We usually have an A, B, and C plan. For example, Glacier, you never know, you might plan on hiking a trail and you get there, and when you get to the trailhead, it says closed due to bear activity. So you kind of, and not all places are like that, but you really want to have at least an A and B plan, because we have gotten to trails before that were closed on us, and you don't want to be too far from another trail.
Yeah, we always try to plan where there's something else close as well, so that's key. But
And we always plan to gas.
Yes.
Most of these places are really remote. We try to make sure the car is always full in the morning before we go off anywhere, because again, Glacier National Park, just like when we were in Banff, good luck. Gas is not close, and for a lot of things, you don't realize how much driving you're doing, and everything's so beautiful, and you start going on different offshoots, and all of a sudden you realize you're low on gas, and you are very far away from gas. So
yes.
important to plan for that as well.
Now another thing with the planning is 2 tips we have. One is to tell a family member or a friend or someone where you're going that day. Or maybe it's even the park ranger or, someone else, just in case, you are running a little bit behind, or, could have something have happened to you. So that's something you also want to look into, because you hear of so many people lost, or a few days later something else happens. But that's the big key there. Second tip is leaving it in the car. Leave your route in your car, so that people can see it. Like if they see this car that's been there for a few days, they know where to look for you, at least that general area. So. And
what we've done in the past, we use all trails a lot, to plan, where we're going to hike. A lot of times we'll do a screenshot right on our phones of the all trail that we're doing that day, whatever trail we're doing from All Trails, and we'll send it to a family member and say, hey, this is the trail we're doing. We think it's going to take about this long to do. We'll just send you a text when we get out. And usually at trailheads, there's a little bit of cell service. They're definitely usually not out on the trail. But we like to do that as a heads up, because our family members really don't hike, so they don't really understand a lot. But at least if we give them a screenshot of where we're going to be and the name of the trail, should something happen to us, it'll be a big help that they just have that information.
And then we've also started, because it's hard to always remember all the funny stories and things you've seen, just have a notebook of a little journal here. Take a couple pens, pencils. Make sure with the pens, they actually may freeze if it's too cold, so that's why we like taking pencils as well. So.
Yeah, you'd be amazed at some funny memories that you have, and you look back a couple years, later, and you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot about that. So just a fun little thing to do at the end of the day. We do like a mini daily recap about what we hiked and what we saw, and just funny different things that happen during the day, because there are always funny things. Whether Anna is famous for tripping, so her nickname is Tripping Daisy. Yes, because for some reason she always has a tendency to trip.
Everyone that does trails has a trail name, so that's all new to me. But hers is Sweeping Beauty, and why is that? Because I am ahead of her. She walks behind me. And because I'm Tripping Daisy, I tend to drop things, and she sweeps
I'm the
up
sweeper.
behind me.
I'm the
Picks
sweeper.
it up.
I make sure that we stay together. She doesn't get lost. If she falls, I can pick her up, or if she drops anything from her pack. So yeah, we have a little fun with that kind of thing.
Clumsy. So.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
we have 2 more things here.
Oh yes, I almost forgot. Very important.
Oh, okay, 2 more things. So passports. For example, this week, or next month, we're going to Glacier National Park, which is up northern Montana. So we have the possibility and option to go into Canada to do some trails as well. But
Yeah, so,
do
yeah.
you want to talk about your story?
Oh, about, yeah, yes, there was a trip that, I thought I had lost my driver's license. Lo and behold, it was in, my suitcase and another pocket because we didn't need it. So I couldn't find it. So long story short, you can get through airport security without your license, but you have to go through a lot of things you probably don't want to go through. So having a second form of ID, such as your passport, is always good to have, but also, like in our case, we'll probably be crossing the border. We don't know if we are, but more than likely we will. We want to have options. So not only is it a backup should you lose your license or think you did, but yeah, it's really good to have from an identification standpoint. Obviously, we don't carry that on our hike. We keep it secure, but it is another really good thing to have with you.
I was leaving her on that trip
She
with
was.
or without. I was going either way.
She was. So yeah, I really don't want to do that again. So I'm just going to
It's
say
a sore
that.
subject. And then last but not least is our computer. This is a great way. Again, with the GPS unit, you have to download the maps from the computer. So we carry this with us, not on the trails, but every day we're using it, updating, seeing
At
if,
night,
you
yeah.
know, at the end of the day, you don't want to be looking on your phone. It's a little harder. So you can see, are these trails open? What's going on? Are there road closures? So this
Yeah.
is another great
Yeah, we
resource.
always look at posts from the last couple of days, you know, just for trail conditions and if things have changed. So it's good to have.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. We have one last thing I always bring on trips.
This is mandatory.
Flying isn't my favorite thing to do. So how do I get through it? These bad boys.
Very important to bring little
Okay.
mini nips if you would like to relax a little bit on the airplane, because she does not like to fly. She's very nervous on the flight. So this is a little calming effect for her while we are flying. It's actually calming for me as well, because I know she feels a little better and isn't like stressed out and, you know, gripping the seat like she's gonna lose it. So yeah, just a little tidbit. That way you don't have to buy them on the airplane too, you know? It's kind of a nice thing. You bring your favorite beverage and relax a little bit.
Yeah. So I think we covered most things that we bring. If we forget anything, we'll add it at the end. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Again, Anna and Linda with Two Travel Junkies, and cheers to you guys.
Cheers. Happy hiking.